welcome back to another video of the HTML and CSS web development course. So, in the last video we talked about margin and padding, and we gave our containers a really nice resizing attribute, so it is always really nice and centered, and when the website gets too small it resizes automatically. So, we also added a really nice meme, free food, count me in, and today we're going to talk about fonts. So with fonts, you can enhance the user experience on your website pretty much, and fonts look like it just looks better if somebody uses custom fonts. The Devscorch website, for example, we use the Ubuntu font. We import it from Ubuntu directly. It looks really nice, and I think it's a little bit different than what other websites do. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So we go to fonts.google.com. Google Fonts is like an open source library. You can use all the fonts that are there. Everything you like here, it's free to use. You don't have to pay for it. You can import it and you can use it as much as you want. Pretty cool. So what we're going to do, I'm going to search for a font because I already know one I want, and it's called Mirinda. Looks really nice. And when you look on the website from Google Fonts itself, you have like the styles, and we need both. You can see how the letters look, and a little bit of information about the designer and everything. Always nice to know. So when you import HTML or when you import fonts, you can do it on two different ways. Or you import it through the HTML with the link href and then like a style sheet, or you import it inside the CSS as a font family, like with the import style. So let's say you have like a website with 50 pages, right? And each page has its own index.html. If you want the HTML on each page, you have to import this style attribute for 50 times. So you have to do it on each page. It's the same when we have like our index.html, we have our index.css, and we're going to import all the fonts inside the index.css. You could do two different things. Or you import the index.css in all the HTML pages, or we create a new CSS file. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do Command N. I'm going to save this. I'm going to call font.css. And the reason why I do this is, let's say you use like, you have like a website with 50 pages, and you have like all the same attributes, like welcome, container, but on each page it has a different color, right? Or a different style or a different size. Then it's not really practical to import the index.css all the time. So that's why we're going to use fonts.css, external CSS file. So we're going to call link rel of style sheet of type text dash CSS. We're going to call href css-font.css, and we're going to close this one nice up. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a comment, and we're going to call this all our fonts, and we're going to close that up. And now we go back to the website from Google Fonts, and we're going to copy this one at the import till the semicolon. We don't copy the style attributes because the style attributes are for HTML. So I'm going to call import, and now we have imported successfully the URL to our font. It looks really nice. So what we can do, let's say we have like our body, right? In this CSS file we have like the body for the background color. But if we know that we want for each body, from each page we want the same font, right? What we can do, we're gonna call font family, gonna open it up, we're gonna call Mirinda, comma, and we're gonna call cursive, okay, and we're gonna save this. Let's go to the website, let's see what happens. As you can see now, the fonts are changed now. Now we have a different font on our website. But let's say that there's like one font we really want to change, right? And let's say that's a disclaimer. So we're gonna open up div class. We're gonna call this disclaimer. And in this disclaimer, we're gonna give it h5 of class disclaimer dash h5. And let's say that disclaimer is this website is open source, because I'm sharing the website with you and you can use it all you want. So we have here like a small disclaimer, right? And what if we want that disclaimer to have another font size or a different font? So we go back to here, we go back to review, we're going to delete these two because we already have them. Go back to Google Fonts, gonna delete the search, and I think I want Comic New. This one looks nice. So we're gonna select all these because I'm sure we're gonna need those in the future. So we have the weight of 300, italic 400, 700, and so on. We go to embed, and we're gonna do the same. So we're gonna copy the import, copy this, and under the import, we're gonna save that one. Make some space. So as you can see, we have like a disclaimer dash h5. So we're gonna call dot disclaimer dash h5, and we're gonna call font family, and the name is Comic Noi. I'm gonna call cursive as well and save this. Now we go back to the website. Okay, as you can see, this font and this font are still the same. Why is this? This is because we call in here in the body that the font families are all the same. So when we block this one, so we're gonna comment this one out for a few minutes just for testing, of course. Save it, go back. Now it looks different, and this is because everything that you write down everything that's inside the body adopts from the body itself, right? And that's why when we change this one back, renew, now it looks again like how this looks. This is why I don't like to use the body for this. So in this case, we're gonna copy the font family here, just to be sure. Gonna delete the body, and instead of that, we're gonna call the separate classes. So welcome forgot the dot there. Welcome dash h2. Open it up, paste it, go. And now when we paste it in, as you can see, all the classes of all the attributes that have the class welcome h2 attribute is adopting these. But let's say that in this case, this one has welcome h3. What will happen then? As you can see now, it doesn't look really nice anymore because it doesn't exist. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna call the welcome dash h3. Open it up. We're gonna give this a font family. We're gonna give this the same font family, and now we're also gonna give it a little bit of weight, right? So we're gonna save this, go back. As you can see now, it is back to the Marinda again. And we're gonna give this a font weight. And as you can see here, we imported the 300, 400, and the 700, right? So we're gonna give this a 700. Gonna save this, go back. As you can see, nothing really happens. We're gonna give this bold. Let's see what happens then. still nothing happens, and that is because I think I forgot to save the HTML. Pretty funny. Which one did we call? Oh, maybe the 400, maybe that works. Let's see what happens. As you can see, nothing really happens. So let's go investigate. Why isn't this working? Okay, dat knippen we eruit. So now we're gonna make the font a little bit bigger. So we're gonna go font, and we're gonna go size. And now you can use this or use pixels. I like to use pixels, so we're gonna use 34 pixels. Save this, go back here. And now it's like really big, right? But it's a little bit too big for me. So we're gonna make it 24. As you can see, I made a really stupid writing mistake there in the last video. Gonna fix that up right away. So this is a little bit how fonts work. So you can import like a lot of fonts, and when you work with like a lot of classes, let's say your whole website has like 10 different classes for text, right? What you can do, you can change like what we did here. So I feel like the welcome H2 with all the padding and the text alignment. And for the fonts itself, you can put everything in the external CSS file with the same classes, and it will adopt those changes as well. So you have always now everything nice and sorted out. And I think this looks really nice. And for example, when you download your fonts, so you want to download them, if you want to import them, you can use a font face. We're not going to do that now, but you can import it like this, like at font face, and you can do like source of URL. You open this one up, and then you go like so let's say you have like a folder of fonts, so you fonts / and then you add like the name of the font itself. I don't really do that a lot because it's a lot of work downloading fonts, and I rather just import them. It's faster. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you also learned something about fonts, and I hope to see you in the next video.